overwhelmed by all the conflicting health advice that's out there? Trust me, I get it. As a registered dietitian, I feel like half my job is just debunking the crap that is out there on the internet, confusing people and creating analysis paralysis. In today's video, I'm gonna go through the 15 things that experts actually agree upon that we can confidently say will make you feel happier and healthier and contribute to a long and healthy lifespan. Some of the things are gonna be good old-fashioned basics, and a couple things might even surprise you that made the final cut. What's on that list of 15? Let's dive in. Well, hi and welcome. If you're new here, my name's Jen. I am a registered dietitian, and one of my passions is just to, of course, help people live a happy and healthy life, but more importantly, to simplify a lot of the chaos and noise that so many health professionals have contributed to internet land of advice. And we gotta get people out of analysis paralysis. What I wanted to do was go through a list of 15 things that are really, truly backed by scientific research. And whether you happen to be in the vegan camp or carnivore or paleo or keto or whatever label you maybe associate with, maybe no label, all of these things are going to help you feel healthy, are gonna be easy to implement. And here's the challenge I wanna offer in today's video. As we go through this list, don't expect perfection from yourself or your clients. Don't expect you to be doing all 15 things perfectly, but I want you to notice a craving. And what I mean by craving is something that your intuition, something inside of you gets stirred up when you hear one or two things on this list. And what I want you to do is lean in and trust that intuition. So by the end of today's video, I want you to be able to walk away with a clear focus on one or two healthy things you can do, supported by evidence, that's just gonna help you feel a whole lot better. Stick with it for 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, and just see the impact it's gonna have on how you feel mentally and physically. So on our list of 15, the very first tip is to eat a wide variety of colorful fruits and vegetables. Why color? Well, we know they're packed full of antioxidants. They're gonna be especially rich in some of those key micronutrients. So things like beta carotene, which is what we convert into vitamin A, really good for eye health, right? It's gonna have things like folate, which is great for our dividing cells, especially in pregnancy. It's gonna have some of the plant-based iron, right? Non-heme iron. We're gonna have phytochemicals that help prevent against chronic diseases like cancer. So the more color, the better, and variety tricks you into eating more. So what we wanna do in our nutrition is have more variety in the foods we wanna have lots of, and we wanna decrease variety in the foods we have less of. So colorful fruits and veggies is rock star tip number 1 that at least the experts can agree on. Number 2 is to limit our consumption of sugary beverages. So when we have our beverages, we want things like water, we want things like, low calorie or non-caloric teas or coffees, but really just making sure that those ultra processed, really high sugar drinks, especially those really high in high fructose corn syrup, are not a large amount of the fluids that we consume. Or better yet, getting used to not drinking them at all. Again, they are really wreaking havoc with people's blood sugar levels. They contribute to obesity. They make you feel tired and sluggish after the sugar crash. So let's just leave sugary beverages to the side. Tip number 3 is get enough sleep. One of the disturbing statistics in the last 50 years is that the average person is sleeping less than they did about 50 years ago. And I think there's a number of reasons for that, right? We're kind of in this always on society with our phones and our laptops, and work can always buzz in, and social media loops and feeds that just suck you down the rabbit hole for hours. People who are well rested get so many more benefits than just waking up with energy. Their blood sugar levels are better. They're less likely to be overweight or obese. They're less likely to get into serious car accidents due to fatigue behind the wheel. And of course, in terms of growth and recovery of the muscles that we're trying to build from the workouts that we're doing, sleep is really important to stimulate some of those key hormones like growth hormone to allow that hard work you've done in the day to really materialize as you build that tissue at night. Hey, we'll get back into things in just a moment, but I wanted to make you a special offer for hanging out with me today. One of the things that I love doing is helping people eat better and build a lifelong positive relationship with food. And so my favorite program to do that is called Powerful Progress. It can be done from anywhere in the world, but it's a 6-week-long coaching experience coached by me where I get to be your personal nutrition coach to help you eat more veggies, add more lean protein to your diet, really work on your sleep and your wind down routine, help you drink more water and maybe cut back on some things like alcohol and sugary beverages. We're also gonna have a focus on mindset and self-talk. That's probably my favorite week. And then also we're gonna wrap it up with some meal planning and making more healthy meal and snack choices from scratch. If that interests you, you can sign up right now by going to nutritionrx.ca/powerful-progress. And as a thank you, if you do end up joining today, I'm going to actually add a bonus set of material so I get to spend a little bit more time being your coach. Okay, back to where we left off. Tip number 4 is experts agree that omega-3s are very good for our health. They're good for our brains, they're good for our eyes. Ideally, marine sources like those fatty fish such as salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, trout, sardines, they deliver that animal-based form of EPA and DHA. But for you plant-based eaters who might be watching, we can also get omega-3s from plant foods. So walnuts are one of the highest omega-3 food in the plant family. Things like ground flaxseed, chia, hemp hearts, edamame, those can also be important sources from the plant world. Tip number 5 is to limit ultra-processed foods. This one's fairly self-explanatory. What are we getting from the ultra-processed foods? A lot of calories per serving, a lot of sodium, a lot of sugar, not a lot of fiber, not a lot of vitamins and minerals. They're hyper palatable, so they are designed to be addictive. But what's interesting is we can use this concept of positive displacement. Instead of thinking about, oh, these are bad, I have to take them out, I want you instead to think about all the good foods you can add more of in your diet. And by focusing on adding more whole foods, it actually helps to positively displace the ultra-processed foods from your diet. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you're finding these health tips helpful. If you want to continue, part 2 is coming up next. Click here to watch.